Good afternoon and welcome back to a wonderful Indonesia. The Pertamina Grand Prix of Indonesia coming up in MotoGP in just under 45 minutes time. Spectacular 4.3 kilometre, 2.67 miles Mandalika circuit. Could not really be any closer to the ocean, could we? Turquoise waters, glorious sunny day. The aerial displays in full swing as well. And a MotoGP title fight that has had another major plot twist, as for the first time since the Spanish Grand Prix in Jerez at the end of April, Pecco Bagnaia has relinquished the World Championship lead. He comes into this afternoon's Pertamina Grand Prix of Indonesia 7 points behind Jorge Martin. It's Martin who has been flying high of late in the MotoGP World Championship. Surgeon's knife on an operating table in Italy. Unthinkable, unimaginable that 7 days later he'd be lining up fighting for the podium in this Grand Prix of Indonesia. That's exactly where Marco Bezzecchi finds himself. Astonishing recovery. He fought his way through from 9th to 3rd in the sprint. What a shot that is. A proper bird's eye view of the Pertamina Mandalika circuit. Got to say, rather them than me, not really one for the don't mind flying, it's just flying in a straight line that I'm totally comfortable with. This is some show, isn't it, though? The Indonesian fans here being treated to a pre-race spectacle from the aerial display team. Lewis, this is going to be a big day, you feel, particularly for Pecco Bagnaia. 13th on the grid, only 8th place in yesterday's Tissot sprint, losing the World Championship lead. He's been at the dizzy heights at the top of the championship for some time. I'm getting dizzy actually just watching these breathtaking shots. Absolutely awesome pre-race coverage here. But the Martin Bagnaia duel has taken another big plot twist yesterday.
Well, much like the jet that we were on board with there, it's the MotoGP World Championship battle that has been turned upside down in recent times. Pecco Bagnaia, when he completed the sprint with a podium in Barcelona on the Saturday afternoon, was 66 points clear of Jorge Martin. He now trails him by 7, with, of course, the Indonesian Grand Prix this afternoon and then 5 more race weekends to go in 2023. So it's a tall order for Pecco Bagnaia from 13th on the grid here this afternoon. He's going to have to walk that tightrope between caution and aggression to try and maximise his points haul. Regaining the World Championship lead today might well be too steep a climb for Pecco Bagnaia, but this might be a day for just banking whatever points you can and then living to fight another day in Australia. No Pecco, no party, they say. Well, Pecco will certainly do his level best to have them partying in around 27 laps time, but he's got his work cut out from the 5th row.
These Indonesian fans had to be very patient to get the glimpse of the world's best riders. Some of them would not have even been born the last time we came to Indonesia before last year, 1990.
And Maverick Vinales are the two within the top 6 who've gone for the medium front tyre. The factory Ducatis of Enea Bastianini and, interestingly, Pecco Bagnaia have gone for the hard front tyre. So has Johan Zarco. Everyone else has gone for the medium front tyre, and as you mentioned, everyone has gone for the medium rear, with the exception at this stage of Raul Fernandez and Taka Nakagami.
Well, a very special pre-race ceremony and show about to commence here in Indonesia.
Riders, they will gamble with the soft, but they will struggle a lot for sure. And then we have to see at the end of the race. Also, it depends how the riders they manage the tire, how is the electronic, the traction control. So everything they can do to save the tire, it will help them to have the best performance at the end.
Thank you, Pierre.
With Alex Espargaro's mistake and some post-sprint drama as well, when Jack Miller inadvertently crashing on his way back into the pit lane. They're going to be hoping for better fortunes though in the feature race here today. Let's get some thoughts from their team manager Francesco Guidotti, who joins Simon.
Yes, he does. Francesco, can you give us your thoughts about each of your riders going into this race?
Yeah, will be a tough race in this condition. We know level of grip and temperature and everything is will be a long race. 27 laps. It's quite long race, but confident after yesterday information from Jack's side, because
It's the race coming up, isn't it? He's been banging the drum of late at the top of the MotoGP World Championship, Jorge Martin. How's he going to extend that 7-point lead over Pecco Bagnaia? Let's go and get some pre-race thoughts. Prima Pump the Cat and Boss. Gino Borsoi, who's with Simon.
Gino, another masterful display from Jorge, from 6 on the grid yesterday in the sprint. How would this race...
Manuel Espeleta, of course, who did so much work behind the scenes to bring MotoGP back to Indonesia. It's one of MotoGP's biggest markets, a huge and passionate fan base. There's a really good crowd here today as well for this 15th round of the season. We'll quickly pop back down on the grid then and catch up with Simon again.
Just wanted to inform you something. You know how Piero was from Michelin was convinced everyone was going to go for the medium rear tyre, bar 2, but further back. And so I'm towards the front of the grid doing the interviews. Francesco Guidotti saying that he's still going to make the tyre decision, the rear tyre decision. I was waiting for him to say something about that, because he's not bluffing. There's people watching each other, meaning what are they really going to run? It's almost like everyone's pretended they're going for the medium rear tyre, but they suspect that someone will change last minute, so keep an eye out for that.
Very difficult to predict, because you know, we swap from the soft to the medium, and for most of the people the rider is quite unknown, and we don't know if the tire will drop, if it won't drop. It's very difficult to have an idea how the race can end it up. For sure, for Fabio, it's going to be much easier than for Franco.
Thanks, Simon. Thanks to Mario Maragall. We'll pause then now for the Indonesian national anthem.
Indonesia, tanah airku, tanah tumpah darahku. Di sanalah aku berdiri, jadi pandu ibuku. Indonesia kebangsaanku, bangsa dan tanah airku. Marilah kita berseru, Indonesia bersatu. Hiduplah tanahku, hiduplah negeriku, bangsaku, rakyatku semuanya. Bangunlah jiwanya, bangunlah badannya, untuk Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang ku cinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang ku cinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya.
Enough to send a tingle down your spine. Putri Ariani.
Wilco Zillenberg, who joins Simon.
Wilco, can you give us an idea how Raul and Miguel feeling going into this one?
I have no idea about the girl, but Raul feels very well.
Right, Raul, but there must be some concerns on your side.
Yes, of course, it's a very long race, very demanding of sports of the tires, so clearly